Today we're going to talk about building your reading stamina. What is stamina? Stamina means doing anything for a long period of time without getting too tired or giving up. So I know that reading for a particular amount of time, especially if your teacher says, okay, everybody, we're all going to read silently for, 15 minutes. Some of you probably think, yeah, right. Well, let's talk about how we can increase our reading stamina. Okay, first, let's talk about the difference between real reading and fake reading. Real reading is not looking around. You're focused and into the book. You're not bothering your friends. You're not talking. You're reading the book faster. You're stopping to jot notes. You're reading and flipping the page. And you're understanding what you're reading. Let's compare that with fake reading. Fake reading is looking around, not being on task, staring at your book and not turning pages, talking to your classmates, sleeping, or putting your head down on your desk, playing on your phone, playing with the book, or unable to write about or tell about what you read. Okay, when we're really reading, we need to think as we read. What's the most important thing that happened while I read? Or this reminds me of, I predict that this character wants because it was confusing when I enjoyed reading this because. Okay, those are some examples of what we might be thinking as we read. Okay, it's helpful to stop and jot our thoughts as we read. So for example, if we're reading our book and we wonder, what's the most important thing that happened while I read? I could stop and jot a note. Allie has a hard time reading. Or I predict that maybe people in her class will make fun of her. Okay, write that down. It's just very short. Jotting is quickly writing your thoughts about what you're reading on paper. Two ways to help increase your reading stamina. You can set a timer. If you can set a goal and say, I'm going to read for 20 minutes today or 15 minutes, and set your timer and do your very best to just keep reading until that timer is up. Another way is you can set a goal, a reading time goal, and every time you get distracted, give yourself a tally mark. Anytime you stop reading and you start thinking about something else and your mind starts to wander, give yourself a tally mark and see how many tally marks you get by the end of your reading time. And then the next time when you read for the same amount of time, see if you can get less tally marks. Okay, so at the beginning of the year, your reading stamina might be kind of low. You might be able to read for 5 minutes with your mind just completely focused on your book. But at the end of the year, the goal is that you would be able to read for 45 or 50 minutes. And that's a big difference. So it requires practice. So the most important thing I want you to get from this is just to keep reading. Remember Dory from Finding Nemo, just keep swimming. Just keep reading. and you will see an improvement in your reading stamina.